He is very eager to tell his story.
Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end.
They start making this case as a takedown of a successful black.
What's truly going on with Diddy's legal battles? In this video, we're diving into exclusive updates you won't see anywhere else. This isn't your run-of-the-mill Hollywood scandal rundown. We're peeling back the layers on how Sean Diddy Combs' upcoming trial could send shockwaves through the entire industry, with new revelations emerging about his connections and what they could mean for some of the most powerful figures in entertainment. You're going to want to stick around to see how this all unfolds. Sean Diddy Combs is at the center of one of the biggest legal challenges of his career. The case involves a range of allegations, and insiders say it could rope in other high-profile individuals if he takes the stand. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, has stated that Diddy is eager to share his side of the story in court. In fact, it seems like Diddy is not only ready but determined to talk about everything, including what's on the tapes, and that might have consequences far beyond himself. This trial isn't just a turning point for Diddy. It could change how the music industry handles misconduct cases. The ongoing media buzz suggests this case might go further than just Diddy's actions, potentially shining a spotlight on others connected to the events. One prominent lawyer, Tony Busby, hinted that Diddy's testimony could shed light on others who were involved or complicit in what happened. This could even lead to investigations into corporate entities, like hotels or banks, that may have been aware of what was going on. Busby's comments underline how serious this could get. If Diddy testifies, it might spark a firestorm of further investigations that reach into different levels of influence. And for Diddy, the stakes are huge. He's facing a potential life sentence if convicted. Prosecutors are said to be aggressively pursuing a conviction, using this case to build their own careers. Diddy's legal team, however, is pushing back hard. They plan to challenge every piece of evidence, questioning both its credibility and the motives behind it. A key part of their defense strategy is to highlight that Diddy's case is different from those involving figures like R. Kelly *** or Jeffrey Epstein, arguing that no minors were involved in Diddy's situation. They want to paint a picture of someone involved in a controversial lifestyle, but insist that no federal crimes were committed. So, will Diddy's decision to take the stand be the game changer that swings the trial in his favor? Or will it open Pandora's box and implicate more people in the process? Diddy's defense is working hard to distance his case from previous scandals, but can they succeed? Beyond Diddy's personal actions, this trial is already shaking up Hollywood's elite. His connections to A-list celebrities, from musicians like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Rihanna ** to actors like Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith, and Kevin Hart ** raise questions about who knew what and when. He's been spotted at exclusive parties with everyone from LeBron James to Kim Kardashian, cementing his place at the center of Hollywood's social scene. Diddy's famous parties, like his legendary white parties, have attracted everyone from Justin Bieber to Naomi Campbell and even political figures like Al Sharpton. These connections show just how deep Diddy's influence runs in the industry, making this trial one that could potentially pull in a wide range of celebrities. In fact, Tony Busby has been clear that his team is looking beyond just Diddy. They're prepared to pursue lawsuits against other celebrities who may have participated in or enabled Diddy's alleged behavior. As new plaintiffs come forward, some high-profile figures have already received demand letters, giving them a chance to settle before their names get dragged into the public spotlight. One particular instance being discussed is Diddy's infamous yacht parties, where celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr. were photographed interacting with guests. These images, now circulating in lawsuits, could lead to even more questions about other celebrities' involvement. As more evidence surfaces, the speculation is growing that Diddy's trial could shift focus to those who were regulars at his events. Some stars are already taking steps to distance themselves. For instance, photos of Diddy were recently taken down from Mel's Drive-In, a historic Hollywood diner, citing concerns over his reputation. Meanwhile, there are reports that certain celebrity associates are quietly settling with plaintiffs to avoid being publicly linked to the trial. This situation reflects the broader shifts happening behind the scenes in Hollywood. As Diddy's trial approaches, many of his high-profile connections are doing whatever it takes to protect themselves. Tony Busby claims some big names have already paid settlements, though their identities remain confidential for now. With more lawsuits piling up, the media is covering every twist and turn. Diddy is currently facing a class action lawsuit involving over 120 plaintiffs, many of whom say they were exploited while trying to break into the industry. The case is unprecedented, with legal experts saying it could overwhelm even Diddy's powerful defense. As we look ahead, the question remains, will Diddy's testimony reveal more about the darker side of Hollywood? Will his words drag others into the spotlight, legal team, or will they entangle him even further? With his trial looming, against the stakes couldn't be higher for Sean Diddy Combs, attorney potentially for the entire industry. Outlined a bold plan to portray Diddy as the target of a federal agenda, specifically designed to take down powerful figures in the black community. This approach, his team argues, isn't just about the charges but a broader, racially charged narrative. They claim that Diddy's case is being sensationalized by prosecutors seeking to boost their own careers by exploiting his fame. This tactic sets the stage for Diddy's highly anticipated testimony. He's not only expected to address the allegations, but also shed light on the racial dynamics that shaped his rise in the entertainment industry. According to his legal team, Diddy wants to prove that a black man can win in federal court without being forced into a plea bargain. His lawyers argue that accepting such a deal would perpetuate the stereotype that minorities can't get a fair shake in the justice system. Diddy plans to lay everything bare, even personal and uncomfortable details about his life, if it means clearing his name. A key element of the defense is attacking the credibility of the evidence brought forward by the prosecution. John DeGasperis, a prominent criminal defense lawyer, points out that cases like this often attract media attention and can be sensationalized. Diddy's team is questioning the validity of the videos, photos, and testimonies presented, suggesting they may have been manipulated or taken out of context. The defense's strategy is not just about what happens in the courtroom, but how the public perceives the case. They've requested a gag order to curb the media frenzy that could influence potential jurors and skew public opinion before the trial begins. Managing the narrative is critical. Diddy's legal team has made it clear that controlling how his story is told outside the courtroom is just as important as the legal fight inside. By securing an expedited trial, they hope to strike while public sympathy, spurred by his media appearances, is still in his favor. But the question remains, will Diddy's decision to testify solidify his defense? Or could it backfire and expose even more damaging details? The case doesn't stop at Diddy alone. His legal troubles have extended into lawsuits involving major corporate entities, including hotels, banks, and pharmaceutical companies. These institutions are accused of enabling Diddy's alleged misconduct, with some reports suggesting they turned a blind eye in exchange for financial partnerships. Tony Busby, representing many of Diddy's accusers, has made it clear that his team is pursuing these companies for their complicity. Luxury hotels in cities like New York, Miami, and Los Angeles have been singled out for allegedly providing spaces for Diddy's controversial events, while banks are being scrutinized for processing suspicious transactions linked to these activities. As legal action ramps up against these corporations, the question looms, will more damning evidence emerge to expose their involvement, or will these powerful institutions manage to avoid full accountability? This aspect of the trial could widen its scope dramatically, making it not just about Diddy but about the system that enabled him. Meanwhile, public reaction continues to intensify. Diddy's legal team is increasingly concerned about the impact of media coverage, fearing it could poison the jury pool before the trial even begins. Media outlets have been relentless in their reporting, from covering Diddy's repeated denials of bail to tracking every move of his defense team. Public opinion is turning against him, largely shaped by headlines speculating about the celebrities and corporations tied to his case. The battle over public perception is in full swing, with Diddy's attorneys condemning what they see as reckless, biased media coverage. They argue that the prosecution is leveraging the media to try the case in the court of public opinion, creating an uphill battle for Diddy's defense. Can they shift the narrative enough to secure a fair trial, or will the growing tide of negative press drown out their efforts? Diddy's trial has the potential to ripple far beyond his own career, shaking up the Hollywood and music industries. His deep ties with celebrities like Beyoncé, Justin Bieber, and Jay-Z have fueled speculation that his testimony could bring other big names into the spotlight. If Diddy decides to reveal details about other high-profile figures who attended his infamous events, the trial could expose an underbelly of complicity and silence in the entertainment world. Tony Busby has hinted that some of these revelations could shock the public, as they involve household names with long-standing careers. If Diddy starts naming names, the fallout could be catastrophic, not only for his own future but for those of many other celebrities tied to him. With Diddy's testimony fast approaching, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will his revelations shake the industry to its core? Or will his defense team succeed in keeping the focus on him alone? The trial is shaping up to be a watershed moment, one that could finally pull back the curtain on how power and privilege operate in Hollywood's elite circles. The verdict may not just determine Diddy's fate, it could reshape the entire landscape